And 734.
Yes. 734 is a bill that would provide for the audiovisual recording of custodial interrogations where practicable, but makes clear that failure to make such a recording will not affect the admissibility of any statements made during that interrogation, but that the court can consider, and the jury will be instructed that they can consider such failure in weighing the evidence of such statements. The bill also would require the DCJS to establish, publish, and disseminate a model policy or guideline for law enforcement personnel for the recording of custodial investigations, and provide that the length of any interrogation shall not be unreasonable, and a person subject to such interrogation shall be permitted reasonable periods for rest and personal necessities, such as going to the bathroom. This bill was originally a recommendation of the Innocence Project, that back in 2015. It was drafted in consultation with law enforcement to address the growing concern over false confessions that have led to wrongful convictions. And this year, the Roosevelt Institute at George Mason University, which is a nonpartisan student-run think tank focused on drafting and implementing policy proposals, requested that this bill be put in again this year as part of 10 bills that they sought to have introduced. Between 1989 and 2017, 47 Virginians were exonerated, and 27 of them, the exonerations were due to, or the original convictions involved false confessions, perjury, or false accusations. And there is a growing concern that particularly among individuals with disabilities, but not exclusively, that sometimes in an interrogation, someone will confess to something they didn't do. And I think the idea behind this bill is, one, to protect the person being interrogated so that someone can sort of view that interrogation in context, but also to protect law enforcement, because sometimes accusations are made against law enforcement that a recording would put those allegations in context and sometimes exonerate law enforcement themselves. So I believe the bill is pretty straightforward, but would be happy to answer any questions.
All right, anybody have questions of the patron? I suspect that the Commonwealth's attorneys have some thoughts about this. Unless anybody has any questions at this point in time, let's hear from the Commonwealth's attorneys. Maybe even the sheriffs have some thoughts about this.
Thank you. Again, I'm Theo Stamos from Arlington County in the City of Falls Church on behalf of VACA. We do oppose this legislation. What it does is essentially codify the notion that police officers are inherently untrustworthy. The problem that we have is the judicial instruction to a jury that unless this has been recorded, you can give minimal weight to the testimony of a police officer that indeed a defendant made an admission to an offense. I mean, the good defense attorneys are using an argument along these lines every day anyway. So we would oppose the codification of that assessment of police officers.